In this lecture, we are going to see two different options that you can use to manage the appearance of the droppable based on the movement of the accepted draggable element. And those options are active class and hover class. In fact, for active class and hover class, you can set class names as the values. So when you specify a class name for the active class, what happens is that when the accepted draggable element starts moving, that particular specified class will be applied to the droppable. Similarly, when you specify a class name for the hover class option, that particular class will be added to the droppable when the draggable element hovers over the droppable area. So let's see how to use active class and hover class options. So to illustrate this, I have created 3 draggables and 1 droppable area, and here this droppable area is a target for only this purple div element. Do you remember how we can specify accepted draggables? You can use accept or scope options, and here I have used accept option. As you see here, I have specified accept as item 2 and this is item 2. So even if I drag this one or this one to the droppable area, nothing will happen. Whereas if I drag and drop this one into the droppable area and release the mouse, I will get the message the item is dropped, which means this droppable area is actually a target only for this purple div element. So now we are going to create 2 different classes, that is CSS classes, to use with active class and hover class options. So let me create the first class and let me name it as start moving. Okay, you can name it the way you want, and let me just specify background to be black. I'm specifying black and such colors to identify the difference easily. Okay, I have specified only one property, that is background, and I have set the value as black. So I'm going to set the value of active class as this class name. So let me specify here active class. This is the name of the option and we need to specify the value of the option in double quotes. So here the class name is start moving and let me put a comma. Okay, now what will happen? When the accepted draggable element starts moving, it will get this class. So let's see that. Now let me try to drag this one. Nothing happens. Why? Because this is not an accepted draggable element. This active class and hover class options work only with accepted draggable elements. So only if I try to move this, the active class option will work. So let me try to drag this. See, the droppable area became black, and if I release the mouse, it again becomes the old settings. Okay, and if I move this, nothing will happen. So only for this accepted draggable, when I start moving, it will apply that class, which means the background color will be changed. And when I release the mouse, the old settings will be applied. Okay. Now there is one more option, it is hover class. So if you specify hover class and set the value as a class name, that particular class will be added to the droppable area or the droppable element when the accepted draggable element hovers over the specific droppable area. So let me specify another class and name it as reached, because once it reaches the droppable area, this class will be added, right? So let me change the background color to some other color, say green. You can specify whatever color you want, and like active class, we need to also add hover class, and the name of the class is reached. I'm naming like this just for easy understanding. You can name it the way you want. Refresh, and let me try to move this, nothing will happen. Let me put it here, and let me start moving this. It became black, and if you remember, the default tolerance is intersect. What is meant by intersect? If at least 50% is inside the droppable area, then it is considered to be dropped, right? So if I move at least 50%, see, its color is changed, and if I drop it, the item is dropped, message appears. So when the accepted draggable element hovers the droppable area, then the class that we set the value as hover class option will be added to this droppable area. That is why it appeared in green color. Okay, and instead of making this, what we can do is, let us try to change the background color here as well. So it will be something uniform. So here $this.css, and let me set background and let the value be blue. Okay, and now let's see the changes. Refresh, black, hovered means green, dropped means blue. And suppose you specify the tolerance value as touch, then what will happen? Once the draggable and the droppable touch each other, then it will be considered as hovered and the hover class will be applied. So let's see that as well. Refresh. Let me start dragging this black. Let me just touch the borders. See, it became green. So here the hover effect takes place based on the value of tolerance as well. Hope you understand that the value of tolerance is intersect. That is why in the previous case this has to enter at least 50%. Now we have set the value of tolerance to be touch. That is why the hover is considered to be happened when the borders touch. Then now let me release it. The color is changed to blue. Suppose if I remove the accept option, what will happen? Now the active class and hover class will work for all the elements, right? Because now all the three are accepted draggable elements. So black, green, blue. So this way you can manage the appearance of the droppable element based on the movement of the accepted draggable element. You need to remember that the active class and hover class options work only for accepted draggable elements.